going to start after 6.
Sorry?
We'll start after 6.
After 6, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So you have rescheduled, is it?
What's special at your place?
No, as usual, we do the same puja. So which we've just we start in the morning and then we finish in the evening. Okay, so that's what we do. Okay.
So you are having fasting or your wife is having fasting? Who is having fasting?
So it's I mean, both of us don't fast. Okay. So
Okay.
both of us don't fast. It is just the puja that we do. Okay. It's a little. See, I think this is called Varalakshmi Vratam is followed more like a what? A little differently here in
Oh.
Okay, so they do fast. People do fast. What the usual practice is the idol here in Karnataka. Okay.
So the same with the status what I saw same we follow here also.
Okay.
Yeah. So some will have do with coconut instead of that face, and some will have murti or something. So it depends. For something more or less by 6:30 we'll start it like everywhere. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
It usually happens in the evening, right? In Tamil Nadu.
Yes.
Here it is like more or less like a full day. This one we start in the morning and then it goes in the evening, and few of them do that like entire day also. Okay, that's
okay. Actually, we start in the morning, but the rituals, everything, the big puja will happen in the evening, right?
Okay. Yeah. Got it. Okay. All right. So I think if you're good, so I think let's quickly start. So yes, wonderful. Thanks. All right. So all right. So I think we'll start and then we will go from there then. Thank you. Wishing everyone a good festival, happy festival, and then great weekend, people. So it's always nice to be on DC Live, and it's always great to be here. Wishing you all a great festive season. This is the first festival that starts, and then there's a lot of things that happen in the upcoming weeks. Okay. Hello and welcome back. Today it's Friday at 5:30 p.m. and we have the show from DTouch on DC Live, which is called Cornerstone Weaving Workplace. Now, I'm your host or your RJ Rudra, and as usual, it's fun to be on Friday. It's something always great to be on DC Live. Before I start, I just want to make this announcement that we are live with a lot of DTouch Gold courses, which are live across all centers and all business units. If you would want to enroll yourself into it, most of them are enrolled and active. If you want to enroll into it, please do reach out to the DTouch trainers or the team members who are available in each of the centers, or you want to ping me directly or call me directly, just go ahead and do that. I will guide you from there. With that note, I'm going to get into the show today on DC Live, where we care, we share, and we are on air. Today, I'm going to be talking about a topic that's probably at the heart of doing everything, right? So it's like the center of everything we do, both personally and professionally. What am I talking about? I'm talking about decision making. Okay, I'm talking about decision making. Let's begin with a story, analogy, a story about two managers or project managers. Okay, now we'll call them as John and Mary. All right, so they were both leading similar teams on similar projects, but their results couldn't have been more different. Correct. So Mary's team was always on track, innovative, consistently met their goals, while John and his team, however, they struggled with delays, low morale, and often missed key deadlines. And what is the difference? What made the difference between Mary and John's team? The difference wasn't in their resources. It wasn't in the team's talent. It was not even with their skill levels or expertise. It was in how one made the decision. So that's what a decision making can impact. Now, with this example, let's understand what is decision making at its core, right? So if you want to go by definition, a decision making is a process of selecting a course of action from several alternatives. You're driving, you have 3 roads ahead. Which one do you take? Right? Which one do you take? You're going to go straight, you want to go left, or you want to go right. As usual, Google Map, what does it do? Make a U-turn, right? Make a U-turn. So that's what it does. And I'm sure all of you have had some, some great, wonderful experiences with that. But that is what it is, right? So which direction do you want to go? Is it about making choice? If that is the case, no, it's not about making a choice. It's about weighing your options, considering the consequences, and choosing the path that leads to the desired outcomes. Okay, let me repeat. You have 3 roads ahead, a straight, a right, and a left. Or is it as simple as making a choice which road to go? It's not that simple. It's about weighing your options. Which road is going to be free of potholes? Which road is going to be free of toll? Which road is going to be free of traffic? Meaning, if I take this road, I'll have to manage the potholes. If I take the road on the right, there's going to be heavy traffic. The road on the straight is going to have many tolls. And now the road on the right is shorter, the road on the left is lengthier. Now all of this put together and choosing the path that leads to your desired outcomes. What do you want to do? What do you want to achieve? That is decision making. Do you want to reach there quicker? Do you want to reach there do you want to have a better drive by paying the toll? Or do you want to have less traffic and drive with a good scenic view? What do you want to do? So the choice that you make based on these 3 things, which is weighing your option, considering the consequences, and your requirement, choosing that path leads to a desired outcome. That is decision making. It's not merely making a choice. So let's look at Mary. Mary thought about all of these impact in her choices. For example, when a team member presented an unexpected problem, Mary didn't just react. She paused and considered 3 alternative solutions. Solution 1, assign another team member to help, but this would slow down their own work. Solution B, reassign the tasks to someone else entirely, but this might feel like a lack of trust. What did she do? She empowered the original team member, meaning she ensured that the original team member to research and propose a solution, offering support, but none of them took it over. That is the option Mary made. So Mary chose the option C. She saw that empowering and equipping her team member would not only solve the immediate problem, but also build their skills and confidence for the long run. This is what is decision. This is the story that we started with Mary and John. And what did Mary do better? Now let's also look at, and we now understand decision making. Let's understand what is the process of decision making. Okay? This brings us to the process of decision making, which is far more than just a feeling, a gut feeling. You always say, I feel that from inside, right? I feel that from inside. When was the last time you made a decision like that, Srilekha? You just felt like making that decision and you made it?
Many times, Chitra, but I don't remember exactly.
I know. But you know, I think I make fun of this always, right? So the decision you make, all of that is the only time people make that gut feeling decision is when they're married. Okay.
But do you mean to say that is the right decision or what?
No, I leave it there. I leave it there.
Great.
All right. Okay. All right. So it's not about making. Yeah, sometimes you do have to make that gut feeling decision, but decision making is a structured journey. Okay, it's a classical process, or it's a process that involves several key steps. Firstly, you need to define the problem, clearly articulate what needs to be decided. Like in the case of Mary, the problem wasn't just the project is delayed. It was the team member, one of the team member needed help overcoming a specific technical hurdle. That's what she decided. Now you gather information, collect all relevant data. Mary talked to the team member, understood the technical challenge, and considered the team's workload and skills. So define the problem, gather the information, identify alternatives. That's the third step. Brainstorm all possible solutions. As in this case, right? We had 3 options that Mary had. The more options you have, the better your final choice will be. Now, after identifying alternatives, evaluate alternatives. Assess each option based on criteria like cost, time, and impact. Mary weighed the pros and cons of each solution, thinking about the short-term and long-term effects. Now, from this, you choose the best alternative. Make a selection based on the evaluation. 6th step is implementing the decision, put the chosen plan into action. And not necessary, like what Sileka said, not necessary all decisions have to be right. Okay. It will have a consequence. The decision you made will have a consequence. After the decision is implemented, evaluates its effectiveness. This step is crucial for your growth and your decision-making process. A manager, or like in this case, Mary, checked in with the team members to see if the approach was working. Since if it is not working, or what level is it working, or is it working beautifully? That's what you will go ahead and look at it. The 7 steps, I'm just listing it again. Define the problem, gather information, identify alternatives, evaluate alternatives, choose the best alternative, implement the decision, review and learn. These are the 7 steps where you make a decision, or 7 key steps involved in decision making. Now let's move on to techniques of decision making, right? So techniques of decision making. Now there are 3 key techniques, and I'll talk about a 4th and the 5th. That's what I'm going to talk about. So there's something called, we all know about a SWOT analysis, okay, which is strengths, weakness, opportunity, and threats. Okay. Before making a new campaign or a decision, this is one of them very, very important technique in which you can need it. It's going to help you identify what's the best approach that you can adapt, or do you really have to continue with that approach? That's where SWOT analysis. Another one is called Eisenhower matrix. And this also is about prioritizing. The Eisenhower matrix is also used in prioritization. And it also will help you make decisions, because this method helps prioritizing tasks based on an urgency and importance. Okay. Urgent, important. Urgent, not important. Important, not urgent. Okay. Not urgent and not important. So these are the 4 classifications. This is perfect for those daily small decisions, like, you classify something into urgent, important, and then get them done immediately. While non-urgent and unimportant, you probably really do not have to concentrate, and you always want to concentrate on the urgent and important. Okay, that's what that's what will help you. What is that you want to pick for working? Another one is your cost benefit, which is what's the effort. Effort is also cost. What's the effort and what's the result? So that's what it is. Now, like what we saw John in this beginning of the story, often skipped many of these steps. He just made quick, impulsive decisions without gathering enough information. Or probably didn't look at alternatives as well. This led to his team constantly having to backtrack and possibly create some mistakes and fix them. Now, there's another one called, these are the three. Now, another one is called decision matrix. Okay, that's the fourth one. Let's take an example of this. All right. Let's say you want to buy a new smartphone. Okay, you want to buy a new smartphone, and you have narrowed it down to 3 models. Okay, I'm not going to give you brands, but you picked a phone A, B, and C. Okay. Now you also decided what the features you're looking for. You decided the criteria for you to buy. What are you going to buy this phone based on? Price, how much it costs, matter to us. Battery life, because Srilekha travels 2.5 hours by road, so she needs a long battery life, don't you? Right, Srilekha? You need one with a long battery life for it to play all. Sorry?
With the banker.
Yeah.
With the power to brand.
Right. Because you need to watch all those reels that you saved, right? So,
yes.
Okay. Right. See, I read your mind. Okay. So you price definitely, and the battery life. And one more thing Srilekha needs, which is she needs a good camera, both for selfie and on the rear camera, the quality of photos and videos. Okay. Because she is running DC Live, she needs some good photographs and videos. Okay. And obviously, if you need a good camera quality, you need a storage, which is the amount of memory it has. Now, what happens in decision matrix example is you assign, which is very important for you. Okay, which is non-negotiable, which is the highest in it. Maybe for Srilekha, let's put battery life, that she needs. Camera quality is a second. And the storage is important. Obviously, the price is also important. Okay. Now you give a score based on this weightage for each of these phones. Maybe on a score of 3, 4, 5, which is good, which is the best, excellent, good, and average. Okay, which is 3, 4, 5, average, good, and best or excellent. Now you give a score of 3, 4, 5. And add this up to the weightage. Okay, it could be phone A gets a score of 65, phone B gets a score of 67, phone C gets a score of 71. Okay, now based on this analysis, phone C is the best choice because it got a score of 71. That has the highest score, which has all these 4 parameters. Now this is about buying a phone for a decision matrix. Now let's look at how do you do this. You have 3. You have a choice. Out of the 3, you need to choose something at work, which is possibly you want to make which of the shifts work better for you. Correct? Which of the shifts work better for you or for something, or what are the things that you want to learn? Let's make a decision on what are the things that you want to learn. Which career do you want to take? Now you can put it. You can go ahead and say the first thing is how relevant is this? You want to learn a new topic. Which topic do you want to learn? Is it relevant to the work that you're doing right now? How quickly can you learn? All right. Is there a cost to that learning? Right. And how easily are these materials available? These 3 or 4 things, you just go ahead and put it across and score them. You'll be able to make a decision which is going to help you, or which is the topic that you want to learn quickly. Correct? Or you are a team lead. Now you want to make a decision which shift should the majority of people be aligned to. Now you want to make a decision with this. You have 3 shifts: 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Srilekha obviously wants to come for 10 o'clock shifts because she lives far away. Right? Srilekha is not going to come to office at 7 o'clock. No, Srilekha? You do not want to. I think she's on mute. It's fine. Right? Okay.
No, sorry, Rudra, missed you. Sorry.
No, I said you want to make a decision of which shift you want to start working. I said you had 3 options: 7, 8, and 9. Obviously, you will not do the 7. Okay. Right. 7. No, I'm just telling how do you make a decision, and I was just telling.
I go with the flexi one. No option, no timing.
No timings.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I told. Srilekha will never come for a 7 o'clock shift, I said.
Yes. No, but my boy Shakti will tell you, like, ma'am, what is the shift for me like then? If you are in Shakti, what shift I'm doing it, then my boy will answer.
Got it. Great. Right. So that's the decision matrix. We have learned about 4 of them. Now let's look at the 5th one, which is called Pareto analysis, right? So Pareto analysis. This analysis is also known as the 80-20 rule. 80-20 rule. This is a technique used to prioritize problems or tasks by identifying the fewer key causes that lead to the majority of the effects. Okay. What is that? Lesser number of, it says it's like this: 20% of causes cause 80% of the problems. Okay, that's what it means. It is a powerful tool for focusing efforts where they'll get the greatest impact. Now let's look at an example, right? So now a retail store, right? So probably a customer service or a retail store notices that there's a high number of customer complaints. To improve the customer satisfaction, what they have to do? They adopted a Pareto analysis to identify what is the common cause of these complaints. They collected data on the complaints over a 1-month period and categorized them. Long checkout lines, how many complaints? Unhelpful staff, how many complaints? Out of stock products, how many complaints? Incorrect pricing, how many complaints? Store cleanliness, what is the count of it? On the top of the list was the long checkout lines. Okay. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20% of the problem was contributing to the majority of their complaints. And more than 80% of the complaints that they received was long checkout lines. All they had to fix was, by examining this data right now, they identified that the long checkout lines and unhelpful staff, okay, account for totally more than 72% of the customer complaints. Now, if they are addressing these 2 issues, it will resolve vast majority of the problems. That's what they changed. They did not change anything else. They just went ahead and changed this. And when they made this decision, they just realized these 2 were the major cause of the trouble, and they removed it. Once you eliminated it, and they put in a new queue management system, and they sorted it out. And the reason why I took this retail management is because we all keep doing that, right? So we all go to all of these supermarkets and then we wait in long queues while the billing happens. If they solve that problem, their crowd management is going to be better. Okay, great. Now, this is the cornerstone, which is the decision making. How about weaving this in the workplace? Okay, weaving is nadal, right? So that's what it means, meaning how do you make this useful in building relationships? Why is it important in human dynamics? Correct? And that's what we talk about in this show. And that's probably the final topic that I'm going to talk about right now. But perhaps the most critical point of decision making, which is the collaborative approach. It's called collaborative decision making, or a collaborative approach. What does collaborative decision making means? It isn't about a single person's choice. It's a shared conclusion or a shared decision. And that also means that instead of you making the decision for you, your team, or whatever, you include all of them in the process. When a decision was needed on something, you just go ahead and have a meeting or talk to someone. Now, in the case of buying a phone, or in the case of which learning do you want to do, what is that? What shift does someone have to come? You go ahead and discuss the challenges or the problem that you need to solve or the decision you need to make and that goal. Brainstorm different options that you have. Gather the required information you have. and choose the best alternative after all of your pros and cons have been discussed for each of these options. This can be done in personal life. This can be done in professional life. Okay, that's what it is. Now, what does this do? This gives you an increased buy-in. When people are involved in a decision, they're more likely to support it and work towards making it a success. It also will give you a better outcome because a team brings diverse perspectives and experiences to the table, which often leads to a more comprehensive and robust solution. And also increased morale, empowering, yeah, that's a big word, but yeah, it also encovers that you make decision and have confidence in the people that work along with you or stay around you if it's a personal decision. And that value is immense. It boosts your relationships. It boosts your outward image towards them, and also a very engaged workforce, a great healthy relationship. And it's not just to go ahead and feel proud about making a decision because your mind is brilliant, but it also had others' mind, brain, and thought applied to that decision. With this decision-making approach, you create a workplace where everyone feels they have a voice that can be voiced out when the input matters. That's what we're talking about. And that's the collaborative decision-making approach, people. Great. Wonderful. I'm quickly going to go ahead and pause here and see if someone has a question for me, has a comment for me, either Shakti, Srilekha, or Manju, whoever is on the show wants to ask me something. Anybody on the meeting, people? Anybody?
No questions, sir. No questions.
Great.
No question, but we had Mani sir so far in the live with us.
Oh.
He left now, yeah.
Okay, so that was, I probably was not even looking at it. All right, so that's really nice.
Even I saw him only when he left, like was there on the live with us.
Okay, nice. Okay, good. Let's see if he has something to say. Okay.
Yes, definitely we'll get some feedback on that. Yep.
Okay, great. Right, perfect. All right, I think. All right, people. So with that, I come to an end of this show. As our title suggests, we are all about weaving the workplace into a stronger, more resilient tapestry. Okay. So next time you have a tough decision to make, remember the story that I mentioned. Take a moment, follow the process, consider the different techniques, and most importantly, make it collaborative. Involve people with whom you're going to make decisions. And that's all the time I had for this week's episode of Cornerstone Weaving Workplace. I hope this has given you some food for thought on how you approach your daily decisions and make those decisions right. Thank you for tuning in. Join me next Friday at 5:30 p.m. For another insightful look into the human dynamics that shape our professional lives. From all of us here on a Friday evening, this is Rudra from D-Touch signing off on DC Live. Remember, we care, we share, and we are on air. Thank you. See ya. Bye.
Thank you, Rudra. Thank you so much. Maybe like next week we have this Independence Day and Janmashtami also coming forward. We're going to have exciting shows on DC Live. So today, by tomorrow, we'll be posting the contest, like what are the contests we're going to have. So looking forward for your support also for these 2 days. Like
Sure. Let me know what you need from me. I'll be more than happy about it. Okay.
Sure. Thank you, Rudra. Great day.
Thanks.
Happy weekend.